Ever dabbled in Minecraft? You know, those servers where you and your best mates would gather, building to your heart's content, embarking on epic adventures, and occasionally engaging in randomly killing each other? Believe it or not, this was a reality a few thousand years ago. Welcome, my mates, to the dawn of the first cities. Cities, the cradle of human civilization. This is where it all began. This is where it all kicked off. This is where the rubber met the road. People congregated, forming tight-knit communities in bustling environments. Quaint towns gradually expanded, increasing in density, evolving into the thriving metropolis we know today. Back in Greek Agora, the power of the people manifested in public spaces where everyone could engage in lively discussions, exchange innovative ideas, and make decisions together. It was very bottom-up, but as societies evolved and complexities grew, new governance structures began to take shape. And thus, in the midst of this transformation, a new evil was born: the urban planner. As cities expanded, people began to desire a stronger sense of order. This is where our planner, self-proclaimed omniscient guru, stepped in, structuring the city to enhance livability through idealist principles. The zenith of city planning arrived in the early 20th century. The Industrial Revolution sparked rapid urban growth, and then came the invention of cars. Cue the collective groan. A host of very smart people set out with a mission to reconstruct our beloved cities from the ground up, all to make room for these new death machines. Vehicles. Take a look at Paris, shaped by the plans of Le Corbusier. Or New York, molded by the visions of Robert Moses. While these radical plans never saw the light of day, many cities underwent drastic changes, and not always for the better. The thing is, top-down planning sucks. Womp womp. The beauty of cities lies in their chaos, the hustle and bustle, the noise, the constant inconvenient interactions. That's what makes city life so enriching. City dwellers? They don't just survive in these conditions, they thrive. Picture someone a bit stressed but absolutely loving it. Top-down planning creates sanitized environments, while bottom-up embraces chaos and unpredictability. Where do you feel happiest? And our governments kind of know that. So they've put in place a participation system, aiming to make up for the lack of local input. Unfortunately, it often amounts to mere tokenism. That's like a parent asking their child what they want for dinner, only to serve them Brussels sprouts because that's all they had at the store. People are consulted or informed, but their input doesn't really carry weight. The outcome, folks end up feeling powerless, which, let's face it, they are. Leading to a sense of discouragement and apathy towards community involvement in governance in general. But why is it bad though? Well, there is such a thing as human needs. Martha. See, back in 1943, this guy Maslow invented this pyramid. And while the theory that human needs needed to be fulfilled in pyramid order was debunked, we can still notice at what point the pyramid stops reflecting what our planning systems are built to provide.
Food, water, safety, and friends.
It stops right about at the rung that delves into self-determination. The need of control. This need can be broken down into three categories: autonomy, competence, and relatedness. If you have all three, you feel in control, and if you don't, then you end up like our all-knowing planner leading idealist projects, which are destined. Quick vocabulary breakdown. Autonomy. Being able to take care of and make decisions for yourself. How are we being failed? Planners and governments building whatever they want. Competence. Understanding what is happening and participating in tasks which are the appropriate level of challenging. How are we being failed? Anything planning related is shrouded in unnecessarily complex language and hidden in lengthy documents. Relatedness. feeling understood in your community. How we are being failed. Governments often fail to tackle the most pressing issues for their citizens and not in ways that were communicated. And these needs, like all humans' needs, are subjective and present differently depending on time and place. Think your need to eat as a baby presented differently and was fulfilled differently than your need to eat now. It would be weird if you just started screaming until someone fed you as an adult. Our needs present so diversely because we are all different and all so special. As time passes, we become more and more tolerant of different identities, including but not limited to
Women, children, elderly, gay, trans, disabled, neurodivergent.
which have previously been used as scapegoats by our society for all our problems. Speaking of society, how does that factor into all of this anyway? Welcome to Dr. Whimsy's Counseling Services. Our sign outside may say, Counseling Services, but let me assure you, we're not your run-of-the-mill therapy practice. Ah, welcome! Today, we have a very special client coming in, our favorite dysfunctional family, society. Buckle up! 1. The government, our overworked single parent. They're so busy trying to impress at work that they occasionally borrow the family's rent money for a luxury vacation. Oops! But putting that much pressure and stress on one person rarely ends well. Deep down, they're a born leader who just needs a lighter load. 2. The community, the eldest child. They were promised gold but ended up with fool's gold. Now they're lost, apathetic, and a bit grumpy. And let's not forget those are the lucky ones. The girls, gays, and A's plus colored are the ones who always get blamed for everything. Talk about a rough childhood. But if you've ever stumbled across Twitter, you know, they're full of opinions and just need a chance to make changes. 3. Remember our evil urban planner? The middle child with big dreams. They thought they could save the family and become the hero. Spoiler alert, no. It didn't work out as planned. Now they're seen as the villain and are having a midlife crisis. But they're also ambitious and optimistic, craving meaningful change. 4. The private market, our youngest child. They've got freedom, success, and a severe addiction to money. Their addiction is causing burnout in the family. But hey, at least they're not bored. They're creative and skilled. All they need is a bit of support, like a social and financial safety net, and some regulation to keep them on their toes. This brings us to the secret sauce for healing this dysfunctional family. Participation, aka community-led planning, aka bottom-up approach. Dr. Whimsy recommends delegating some government tasks to local organizations, empowering communities to take charge, and letting planners work alongside them with their cutting-edge expertise. This partnership will help local businesses thrive, creating a supportive environment. Not for the big corporations, though. They can go suck an egg. With everyone playing to their strengths, our quirk family can heal and find self-determination for all.
Warning.
Dr. Whimsy isn't a licensed therapist, but her emotional toolkit includes glitter glue, tram schedules, and a dash of stardust.
In this world so full of greed, where money is all we need, there's a place where hearts can mend. Dr. Whimsy, my dear friend. No more chasing dollar signs, let's leave that all behind. Come on over, take a chance, and join our healing dance. Dr. Whimsy's Healing Society, helping souls find harmony. Let go of money's addiction, embrace love, it's our conviction.
Good news flash. Communities are already not taking this injustice lying down. More and more communities around the world organize from the ground up as they realize the importance of having control over their living environments. Cars are as unpopular as ever, cycling and greenery are the new buzzes, and some crazy hipsters have even rediscovered agriculture, which is now called community gardens. But these initiatives are almost always self-funded and organized, while the government and urban planners do very little to facilitate them. We want to change that. Solution: we will attack the enemy, apathy, from 3 sides. We will give people knowledge on how to make change happen. We will empower them to use this knowledge by creating support networks of planning experts. And we will enable all groups to participate on equal terms with tailored technological advancements.
Yay!
The base is, of course, education. We teach kids math, physics, and ancient English literature, which you've probably never used again. But why not urbanism? We all live in built environments and depend on them, but the average voter knows nothing about how planning works. That's how we get NIMBYs and one more lane, bro. The connection between our daily lives and our physical environments can be introduced to children from a very young age. We can start with simple games and creative activities starting from kindergarten. The main goal of them should be simple: establish in the young, spongy minds of future generations that how their neighborhood looks directly correlates with their favorite activities and that they have the power to change it. Something as small as a wall for them to paint on will do the trick.
8'4", blonde hair to the floor. You shorties never thought I dreamed about rapping hardcore.
As kids become older and enter the best time of their lives,
All around me are familiar faces.
teenage years, we can begin to explain planning on a deeper level. Like an undercover spy, planning and participation can be snuck into almost every class there is. And it should be explained more openly too. Why planning is harder than it seems. What are the latest trends? What are the opportunities to do something locally? Gone are the days of Bob buying 200 watermelons, and enter the days of calculating the space needed for a bike lane. This can happen all the way until graduation. You could think, that's it. Our perfect proactive citizens are ready to conquer the world. Record scratch. To be happy. Record scratch. To participate in urban planning. Fun fact, no. The world keeps changing and we keep changing with it. Therefore, people need to constantly learn and train their community organization skills. That's where our the repies to death urbanists come into play. No longer do they force their dumb, woke, livable idea down people's throats. Now they are there to support and guide. Communities should be encouraged to come together, interact, bond, and work on their surroundings. And urbanists will be there, perhaps in their local neighborhood office, to listen and give advice, identify problems, and give tools to communities to solve them. All in all, urbanists are there as therapists, less so as dictators. Little Mrs. Whimsies, if you like. Now let's give him proper guns to make this happen.
Dr. Whimsy, my dear friend.
Kai Whimsy, the non-binary offspring of Dr. Whimsy, is on a mission to spice up their sleepy suburb with a hyper-pop festival. The catch? Their neighbors are practically strangers, and the community spirit is as present as a phone signal in a submarine. Enter the Urbanist Cafe, the only spot in town where ideas brew stronger than the coffee. Kai pitches their plan for a public space that's more happening than a cat video going viral. Surprise! The planner on duty is none other than Dr. Whimsy, who's ready to turn Kai's dream into a reality. Nepotism allegations be damned. Dr. Whimsy plays neighborhood therapist, luring locals with cookies, because who can resist free cookies, to spill the tea on their suburban woes. All the juicy details are shared on Urbanist AI the app that's more popular than texting in this town. With data from Mayor Whimsy, no relation. Okay, maybe a little, and input from local tycoon Ilona Mask, they craft a plan for a pop-up community hub. It's small scale with big dreams, like a chihuahua thinking it's a Doberman. The design hits Urbanist AI, where it's dissected and discussed more than the latest celebrity gossip. Ms. Mask crunches numbers while the government ensures it fits into their grand plan, like a puzzle piece in a bureaucratic jigsaw. After what feels like a million cups of coffee and brainstorming sessions, the final design emerges. Dr. Whimsy breathes a sigh of relief, Kai's ready to drop beats, and the neighbors are actually talking to each other. It's a suburban miracle. With permits in hand and tools at the ready, construction kicks off. The community watches like hawk-eyed judges on a talent show, ensuring every detail is nailed down, literally.
2 hours later.
Finally, the grand opening arrives. The community gathers, bonds, and plans their next shindig. Kai takes the stage with their hit single, Von Urbanist. And for a moment, the suburb's the coolest spot on the map. Conclusion: Kai's story is just a glimpse of how beautiful, communal, and supportive the world can be after the implementation of our new bottom-up community-led extra cool planning system. Now many people in cities all across the globe feel detached and powerless when it comes to planning of the environments they live in. Participation stayed just a beautiful word with little actual implications on people's experience of cities. But with the help of education, family therapy, and technology, we can create change for the better. Urban planners will feel like their work matters again. Governments will be more comfortable in delegating and decentralizing power. Private developers will once again be able to propose creative and innovative solutions instead of endlessly chasing the money bag, leading us to the doom of civilization. And most importantly, communities will once again have control over their daily lives, creating tighter social bonds and saying hi to each other every day. We don't propose a utopia. We propose a more just and open system for all. No one should feel excluded. No one's psychological needs should be forgotten about. If you love reading, have a lot of extra time on your hands, don't like dumb humor, or are a teacher who is supposed to grade this, we have a 500-page booklet where we explain this idea in even more detail. Soon available in every urbanist cafe near you.